Some days you just need some peace and quiet, some solitude. Today's one of those days where it's good to get out, go on a solo sail, clear the mind, detox the spirit, and be refreshed to face whatever's coming your way. So I'm about to go on a solo sail. The winds today are around 10-12 knots. So we should be able to get some good speed going, even with just the head sail. But we're gonna get things ready and start making our way out. Got some lunch from Dave's, some snacks, water. Definitely gotta have a handheld radio, and we'll get things packed up, get ready to roll. Make sure the head looks good, everything looks good in here. It's not too messy right now. Looks like there's almost no point in setting it up, because you know, once we start healing, stuff will start moving. So join me on this sail today, all right? And I hope that you have a good day today, and I hope that this video will kind of de-stress you. If you're in the office at home, or for some reason or another you can't get out on the water, I'll take you with me. My plan today is just to sail with the jib only. However, I decided to take the cover off the main sail just in case I end up needing it, because then it's one less thing to do while I'm out on the water, especially being that I'm solo sailing today. I don't typically move this fast. I just sped up the frames to get through this scene here a little bit quicker. Wow, that's some fast folding and rolling up of the sail cover. Boom, and we're ready to go. Next, we'll get this outboard primed, running, chokes on, hold it a couple of times. Oh, started right away, so put the choke back in. She's good, she's running, she's warming up. Sidling good. Ankai 6.5, 4-stroke. Okay, let's get some lines free here. Yeah, sea monsters. This one I'll just leave here, makes it easier later on, as long as you don't get the jib caught on there. There we go. Seeing that I don't have a midship cleat yet, I tied my spring line here. Goes in that locker later. Yep, that's an ugly looking fender. It's gonna get replaced. My spring line. That blue and white line, part of it stays on the dock. That way I have something to pull onto if I'm having trouble pulling the boat close to the dock when I pull it. Ready to go. Make sure this is out of the way and ready for when I return. If you like the color of this line, if you're wondering where I got it from, this nice colored dock line was actually part of the main halyard, and in order to get the main halyard that I wanted, I had to purchase a pretty long line. I didn't want to have a whole bunch of excess line on the cockpit floor, So I cut part of it and use it right here as my dock line for the bow. It's actually long enough that I can tie the stern line to it when I'm by myself. That way I can step off and control the bow and the stern. All right, stern line's in, all lines are in. The boat is free from the dock. We're gonna get ready to stop moving. Stow away the fenders here in this cockpit locker. Now, I'm not gonna lock this cockpit locker when I'm out and about. I just like to put the lock back in to service as a pin. It helps with the vibrations and the noise. Come on. There we go. She wasn't fully, all right, so she wasn't fully engaged. That's why we were having trouble there. Now she's engaged. So now we're pulling out. Get away a little bit. A little bit more of a challenge with a trailable sailboat with an outboard versus having an inboard engine. Spin her around. Keep the heading straight, and she's off. So I kind of got stuck a little bit there because my outboard was not fully engaged in gear. I thought the keel was touching the mud. The tide is deep enough that keel should not be on the bottom. Although at low tide, she will touch. So now we're good. Pulled her out. Did not hit anything, which is great. The deckhand had already, I hadn't told them, asked them for help. They're very good about getting help when you need to. But since they weren't there, I just went ahead and my own. So here we are. So my tiller is set up with a bungee. Make sure that the bungees are the same size so your tiller sits near the middle. You also might have noticed that I got additional pivoting point, or pivoting, aka turning, with the outboard just by actually turning the outboard and using it for more steering power. So that was interesting. She wasn't fully engaged. It's a new motor, Hankai 6.5 4-stroke outboard. Got on Amazon. Due to some technological difficulties, this solo trip in September on SV Chiron had to be split up in 3 episodes. So look for episode number 2, where we're taking this boat, this Pearson 26, cruising. We go from average of 4.8 to 6.5 and hit a top of 7.8 knots cruising with just the jib. So stay tuned for part 2 of solo sailing in September.